Zombies. Let's have some fun. Right. Let me just spawn in a couple of zombies quickly and maximise this. We've got two types of zombie. They either look at a random roaming point or they go to a waypoint. We'll go up and wind one up. They'll chase you, and if they get into a circle, and if we run away, he'll go into an alert phase where he'll have a look for you, and if he can't find you, he'll eventually give up and go back to his original plan. So he's now going to go back and roam. So let's make some zombies. So we need quite a few scripts. We want one for interfaces. I won't heavily explain what interfaces are, but we're going to use these to damage the zombies. We've got a PlayerLocator script. So rather than have each zombie at the start when it's instantiated try and find the player, we just create a little static singleton here, and we'll tell the zombie AI to look for this player from this script. We'll have the main zombie script, which will handle our animations and stuff like that. We'll have a zombie AI script, which will handle the different states of the zombie. And we'll have a zombie data script, which will be a scriptable object, which will contain all the data we need for the zombie. And a zombie spawner script, which, as you can see, we've got how many zombies do we want to spawn, spawn radius. We've got wander spots, which is a list, so we can have numerous different waypoints all set up, so we could make the list, say, 3 long. Why am I not working? So if we make it 3 long, then we've got 3 elements, so each one could store waypoints, so you can have various zombies traversing certain waypoints. So, interfaces then. This is the easiest script. We can literally chuck everything from here, so we can delete that all. And we come in and we just want to declare a public interface called iDamageable with a capital I. And it's just going to take one method, void take damage, and a float amount. If you prefer using integers, you can use integers. That's not a problem. Our PlayerLocator script, we're going to create this as a singleton. So we go public static PlayerLocator instance. We'll set that to default for now, and we want a public transform, and we'll call that player, and again we'll set that to default. We can lose start and update, and then we're just having a wake method. And this is basically the standard singleton pattern, so we'll check if the instance is null, then we set it to this. Else if the instance isn't this, so it means there's already one in the scene, we'll destroy it. We'll destroy this instance. Okay, so we can save that one. I'm not going to save the interfaces because I've already got interfaces done. The next script we want to do is our zombie data, which will be a scriptable object. So it won't inherit from mono behavior, it will inherit from scriptable object. We can delete these and at the top of the class we do the create asset menu. So you do file name equals, and then you've got a string for whatever you want to call the file, and our menu name we put it under scriptable objects / zombie data, and then we need all the variables we're gonna want for our zombie AI. Okay, we've got quite a few here, as you can see. So we're going to have a public string name, so you can give your zombie a name if that's your thing. And we've got a public enum. We're going to have roaming type, and that'll be random or waypoint. And then we'll just set its default roaming type to random. So we've got a public roaming type, and we call it roaming type random. AI settings. So we've got a field of view, which is a public float. 120F is quite a good field of view. That's sort of 60 degrees each side of the zombie. We've got a view distance, which is how far it's going to be for the zombie to see the player. A roaming radius. This could be range from 2 to 100. It's entirely up to you. Our escape range, which is how far you need to be away from the zombie to get out of the chase state. And the attack range, which is going to be how far the zombie is going to be before it starts trying to attack you. The next one we've got are our AI speed settings. So we've got a roaming speed and a chase speed. I would recommend changing the roaming speed to 1 because zombies are quite slow. Obviously you'd fine tune that depending on your model animation. Chase speed of 6 is what I was using there, so he chases you about. Okay, then we've got some time settings. We've got a public float for idle time. We don't really use idle. If you want to set your zombie back into idle after it's been alerted or aware, you can use that, but initially we're just going to use it at the start when the zombie spawns. We've got this alert time, which is for a stealth system, so you can fire a weapon and send whatever zombie is in the range that you decided to have your sound intensity of your weapon. And the aware time is where he rotates through 360 degrees each time. And then we've got damage type, constant attack. Because this is a zombie, it's true. If you want to use it for a standard character that runs and has a gun, you could untick that. Obviously you'll have to program that into your AI because I'm just using this for zombies. Then you've got the health amount of the zombie, a float for the damage amount, and then we've got a public int, wander spot index. So as I showed you before, we're going to create a list of wander spots, but we're going to create a list of wander spots, if that makes sense. So if you've got 50 different types of zombies roaming around one level and you want them to literally roam between certain points, you can set up these wander spots in a list. So we're only using the one, so the index will always be 0. And then we've got a layer mask for our obstacles. These are going to be what the player can run and hide behind, and if the zombie can't see the player, he'll go into his aware state, he'll start looking about. I hope that all made sense. I'm trying to rush through this as quickly as possible because it's going to be quite a long video. And I know people get a bit impatient with other videos. So, zombie AI. This one's going to be quite a long script because we've got quite a lot to do, so let's get into that.